Mrs. McCool and the Giant Cuhullin, an Irish Tale by Jessica Suhami. Long ago, there lived a giant called Cuhullin. But he was big and fierce and strong. And what made him so strong? He had a magic finger, and believe it or not, all his strength was in that little finger. Now, Cuhullin had fought all the other giants and squashed them flat. Well, all but one, and that was Finn McCool. "Where is that Finn McCool? When I find him, pow, wham, flat as a pancake he'll be. That'll prove I'm the strongest giant in the world." And off he went in search of Finn. What was he like, this Finn McCool? And where was he all this while? Was he spoiling for a fight? Well, huge Finn was laying low and sucking his thumb. But then, Finn's thumb was magic. When he sucked it, Finn could see what would happen next. And he could see Cuhullin coming to get him. "Oh dear! Not that I'm scared of that old Cuhullin. Not at all. Well, perhaps just the tiniest little bit scared. What shall I do?" And poor Finn trembled. "I'd best go home to my dear wife Una. She's got me out of trouble many times before." So Finn set out for his house on the hill where Una was waiting to welcome him. Finn told Una all about Cuhullin. "Keep calm, Finn. I'll think of something. Just suck your magic thumb to see when Cuhullin will arrive." Finn sucked his thumb. "Today, Una, today!" And when today?" Finn sucked his thumb again. "This afternoon." And what time this afternoon?" "At 4 o'clock." 4 o'clock? Why, that's tea time." She started to laugh. "Oh, I've such a plan, Finn," she said, and Una set to work. Una started by making some bread. She made enough dough for 2 big round loaves. She left one plain, but in the other she placed an iron griddle, the iron griddle that she usually heated on the fire to cook pancakes. And when the 2 loaves came out of the oven, they looked exactly the same. Then Una hid Finn in a giant baby's cradle. Well, all of him that would fit inside, and she put a baby's bonnet on his head. Then they waited for Cuhullin. They waited, and they waited, and just as the clock was striking 4, there was a great banging at the door. "Oh, do come in," said brave Una McCool. And in came the giant Cuhullin. "Is Finn McCool at home?" "Oh, no, there's just me and the baby. Finn's out looking for some big silly called Cuhullin who wants to fight him. Poor Cuhullin, Finn'll make mincemeat of him." And she smiled up at Cuhullin. "But I'm Cuhullin." "Oh, bah," said Una scornfully, looking him up and down. "You've not met my Finn. Well, you can wait for him here if you dare, and I'll brew you some tea. But first, will you do a small job for me? Will you lift the house so I can sweep the dust from under it? Finn does it every day." What a storyteller that Una was. Cuhullin was astonished. "Well, if Finn can do it, so can I." And he went outside. Cuhullin stretched out his brawny arms and gripped the house. He heaved and shoved and grunted and groaned and grunted and shoved and heaved and groaned. And just as he felt he might burst, the house began to move. And Una calmly swept the dust from under it, as if the house was lifted up every day. "This Finn must be mighty strong." Meanwhile, Finn, hiding in the cradle, trembled and shook from head to foot. "Oh, thank you, dear man. Now, if you'll just fill the kettle from the spring, I'll make you some tea." Cuhullin looked out. "Where is the spring, Miss McCool?" "Oh, it's just under that pebble. Finn lifts it every day." What a storyteller that Una was. Cuhullin was astonished. "That pebble's a mountain. But if Finn can do it, so can I." He went down the hill and put his huge shoulders to the boulder. He heaved and shoved and grunted and groaned and grunted and shoved and heaved and groaned. And just as he felt he might burst, the boulder began to move. Una was as calm as if the boulder was lifted every day. But Cuhullin, weary from filling the kettle, was thinking, "Could this Finn be stronger than I am?" Meanwhile, Finn, hiding in the cradle, trembled and shook from head to foot, At last Cuhullin sat down for tea. "Oh, do have one of my home-baked loaves," said Una, and she gave Cuhullin the loaf with the griddle inside. He took a big bite. "Oh, I can't eat this, Miss McCool. It'll break all my teeth. It's as hard as iron." "Why, but it's Finn's favourite bread, Mr. Cuhullin. Finn and even the baby eat it every day." What a storyteller that Una was. Just then Finn called out, as if he really was a baby. "Wah! Wah! Mama! Hungry Mama!" "Oh, see now, Mr. Cuhullin, you've woken the baby. Just give him that other loaf, if you please." And Cuhullin did as he was asked. But remember, this was the proper loaf. There was no griddle inside. Finn ate the loaf in 3 bites. "Yum, Mama, all gone." Cuhullin was astonished. If the baby could eat this bread, what could Finn do? And what if he should stay to find out? And then Finn sat up. "Goodness!" exclaimed Cuhullin. "Look at the size of him! Look at his moustache! If this is a baby, what must Finn be like?" He moved to the door. "I really must be going, Miss McCool." "Oh dear, Finn'll be so sorry to have missed you. Before you go, just see what lovely teeth my baby's growing. Feel his little gums." "Just to please you, Miss McCool, and then I'll be off." Cuhullin leaned over the cradle and put his little finger, his magic finger, into Finn's mouth. And guess what? Snap! Finn bit it right off. And with a whoosh, Cuhullin started to shrink. He got tinier and tinier and teenier and teenier, and he ran right out of the house. And he hopped and he jumped and he skipped down the hill and he ran far away and was never ever seen again. As for Finn and Una, they laughed and they laughed. "Una, my clever wife, you've saved me once again." "Oh, it was nothing, dear Finn. Big is big, but brains are better." They danced, and if I'm not wrong, they are laughing and dancing still. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hi there. So now I'm going to sing for you. That's an Irish lullaby, or Cuhullin, that I sang in class. And it's a lullaby I remember from when I was a kid. It goes like this. Hush, now don't you cry.